Yeah.
Just keep it going.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex.
My name is Alberto.
My name is Tiffany. My name is Bella.
And our topic we chose was the effects of power imbalances. So, what is power? Roscoe defines power as the ability to influence the attainment of others' goals sought by others or yourself. Power imbalances easily creates a climate that encourages physical and verbal, non-verbal aggression.
Why this is important, we need power balances, and we need power balances. For example, in marriage it'll cause divorce or a split family or any other problems within the family of all parties, as well as in workplace bullying, lack of respect at work, harassment, dominance, breed violence, and aggression, it will bring to the workplace area. In my third example, wage gaps, millions lost in compensation to women through overpower imbalances.
We had 3 topics. For one, physical violence and aggression is one of the topics. We chose this because it shows when a man overpowers a woman, it becomes into aggression because the woman also wants to have some power. And when he is empowered, it causes a system-wide problem through the family. One example is that when the husband causes a problem with the wife, she passes it on to her children children pass it on to the younger children, and then the younger children pass it on to the pets. The second topic was wage gap for women. Women significantly are more reserved when it comes to asking for a raise. That means that men get paid more than women, and annually women lose about 1 million, 2 million a year.
The third example was workplace bullying. The workplace is a competitive environment that doesn't not allow, but accept newcomers to take over or updo you. Bullies on the workplace are afraid of people just being better, and they want to just push them down so they have no will to work or be better or prosper. It's been so bad they actually named these disorders into interactive workplace trauma or horizontal violence, and they cause some health illnesses related to stress, like high blood pressure, avoidance of professional relationships, and lowered work performance. This demonstrates harmful effects it inflicts on the workplace and the victims by the perpetrators.
Well, similar to what we had did in class last week, there was one study of who would survive on a desert island. So just like our class, we had 4 groups with 4 individuals in it, and one male had made a comment saying that for them to be on an island, they should choose the women that cook, the women that are in shape, and the women that will satisfy the men. If you were in that position, would you speak up? Asking another group of college students, only 5% said quiet. 48% said they would speak up. That's a disappointment towards the men as well as the women for not speaking up within themselves as for women empowerment, and that's where power balances as well comes in.
Here we see Milgram's obedience experiment, which took place in 1963. And the basis on this experiment was to see why the Nazi regime was able to do the atrocities that they committed over the Second World War. The findings would shock America, and this is our video. Sorry about that.
drink. The teacher would ask the learner questions in a word game and administer an electric shock when the answer was incorrect. He was told to increase the voltage with each wrong answer.
Cloud, horse, rock, house. Answer. Wrong. 150 volts. Answer, horse. Continue. The experiment requires you to continue teaching. Please continue.
Participants didn't know that the learner was really an actor, and the so-called shock was harmless.
You're gonna get a shot. 180 volts. Can't stand it. I'm not gonna kill that man. Yeah. And who's gonna take the responsibility if anything happens to that gentleman? I'm responsible for anything that happens here. Continue. Next one, slow. Walk, dance, truck, music.
Two thirds of volunteers were prepared to administer potentially fatal electric shocks when encouraged to do so by what they perceived as a legitimate authority figure. In this case, a man in a white coat.
375 volts. I think sometimes it's blowing it. Get the answer. He was hollering on those voltage. Can't you check in to see if he's all right, please?
Pilgrim's findings horrified America. They showed that decent American citizens were as capable of committing acts against their conscience as the Germans had been under the Nazis.
So this is a direct prelude to the 5 responses of fluctuations in power as demonstrated by cards. So you have compliance, alliance, resistance, defiance, and significance. And we go into compliance, which is when individuals have respect for authority and don't question what they are being told, as seen in the Milgram obedience experiment.
And then there's alliance where different groups come together to accomplish one goal, like in World War I, where like a lot of countries came together to defeat Germany. And resistance is one where there are a smaller group of people who are under a more powerful group of people who like come together just to like resist from under the forts. Yeah. And then defiance is like rebellion, like in the photo of the tank man. He doesn't like what they're doing, so he stands in front of them, resisting and defying their authority.
Significance comes in also as the last letter of cards. This is a tactic that individuals use when they feel overpowered by a leader or a group as a whole. They want to be equal or greater than the group member to be heard. For example, we can do the propaganda that women use to empower each other and overcome work or labor during the 40s.
If empowering practices is to be effective, it calls for some changes in the current structure and content of social work practices and education. Goal 1987A, Hansonville 1987, Moore 1987. As we've seen in Milgram's experiment, in the video we have played, it was a rude awakening for Americans in 1963 who saw the entire Nazi regime as ruthless and not just the leaders of the party as the sole influencers. To conclude, if power imbalances continue to be present in our daily lives, we will be met with such anomalies as workplaces, bullying, domestic violence, along with the wage gap between